So if you are like me and you are using the kvCORE team platform, then this video is for you. If you're a solo agent using the solo agent platform and you're thinking about using the team platform, this is for you to see ahead. So in this video, what I want to do is kind of go through some of the things that are really important to like nail down and understand as far as, the features with the leads and also like the lead routing and lead generations. I'm just going to touch on a few things right here. And I help agents all the time who are solo agents growing into the team platform or the team platform that really hadn't seen a lot of the features and benefits, and my best-in-class campaigns that really help agents that are the team leads not have to spend all of their time training, and instead, can put this workflow automation in place that really, really crushes it. So I want to share that with you now because I want to invite you to my free live masterclass that's in the comments or in the links that are either above or below. But what I want to do now is go ahead and jump right in and just share a few things like team lead to team lead that I think are really important to understand when you dive in, or maybe things to realize, as you're going through it. So I'm not going to go into it, every single detail. I just want to touch on these points, and I'm going to keep continuing to provide this information. And again, if you would like some help, you could join me in my free live masterclass, or go ahead and go to my website, links down below, and set up a call with us. Okay, so I'm in my kvCORE here, as you can see, and I, again, have the team platform. So, when we log in, and you might be new to the team platform or not, or thinking about it, but when you log in, of course, I can see all of the different people and their leads. So if I just want to see my leads, I can refresh it because I do still keep my sphere leads assigned to myself. So it will update, as you can see, just takes a minute here. And then also if I want to see like one of my agents' leads, so that's really helpful to kind of see where they are with that. And also to say like, hey, maybe I need to transfer a few of these leads over to my ISA. So to that point, this one came in, I have it already set that it's owned to my team level. So I can transfer it here. And as long as it's owned by the team, this is very, 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 very important. If it says it's owned by an agent name and they click transfer here to transfer it like to the ISA or something, they will lose the ownership. So this is very important because, for example, for myself, and this one's already been updated, that leads come in on my personal landing page or an ad I'm running or a search. So it says owned by me. If I have it set here and have it transferred, even though it says assigned, then this still says my name. When it goes over to my ISA, then it is going to transfer the entire ownership. So in order for us to avoid that, there would have been a button here that says edit. So you want to transfer the ownership first. So you want to edit this and transfer it to the team level. And then when you assign it here, it can go over to the agent. And then I still, as the team lead, maintain ownership. So that's very, very important that you do that, because that is the only way that you can keep ownership like into the team, et cetera. So I just want to make sure that we see that. If you have like a bulk, if you're like, I just brought in a new assistant, like I just did. I brought in a new ISA and I had 1,300 leads assigned to one of my other agents who is really crushing it, doing referrals and all that kind of stuff. And they really don't want to work those leads because they're overloaded. So I bring in my new ISA, and I want to change all of those leads over to my ISA, whose name is Michael. And so I wanted to make sure that I didn't lose ownership. The fastest way to make this happen, so it's not one by one by one, is to actually get help from the inside real estate, and they will help you to make sure that they can move it much faster. So they moved 1,300 leads for me. And so that's what they told me. Otherwise, it's kind of a one by one. So I'm going to do this one by one. So I want this lead to go over to Michael. And so I'll wait for his name to populate. And so I pick his name. I'm going to transfer it over. But again, as the team lead, I'm not going to lose the ownership. So I'm just going to come into this one. See, this one was also set to me. So I went in and I had them already change a bunch of them to the team ownership. These had all come in originally from my direct Loudoun County page, one of my landing pages. It was assigned to me. I owned it to me. And then we had it transfer ownership and et cetera. And so now he will get all of these tasks and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and change this over. And see, it just kind of auto-populates the other people in my team, or I can like put their name in first. So that's cool. So I just wanted you to see, you know, a couple of those that you can do. It doesn't take that long if you want to do it yourself. Just the first part that I'm not showing you here is that I had already moved them into the team name, team ownership. So that's just an important thing to do there. Okay. So that's one thing that's really important, is to keep the ownership at the team level. You want to make sure that you set it up like that. Okay. So the other thing that when it comes to leads is important to do is in the lead routing. So there is going to be different levels here that you can set up the lead routing at the team level and the agent level. So each of the levels will have their own rules. So for example, notice that in here, it doesn't have one of my other team members' names in here. So I can only set it up for the team level, even though I'm the admin and myself. So you'll see I've got some showing rule or routing rules here at the group level. So you can see that like e-guides, May 2024, then an older landing page. I was doing some testing. And then so in here, this is under my name, and notice that the list is different. And so that's because I try to have a lot of my leads as the team lead coming at the team level, so then I can route them to whoever I want. It's important to see that. So when it comes to the lead routing, then you also can set up these different things, but you want to look at the logic of this. So I want to just share this, and this is something that, you know, is important, that there is this default, which we cannot change. So notice there's no edit, but what happens is that when a lead comes in, it'll just kind of go, okay, does it match this e-guide hashtag? No. So it goes to rule number 2. Does it match this hashtag? No. Does it match this hashtag? No. Okay, does it match this is the source. So this is based on a source. So this is based on here. So it'll go through all these different rules. And then if it doesn't meet any of those rules, then it'll come in here to the default, which is kind of the same, where I say, hey, I made this new. So this is kind of the catch-all, that if the lead comes in and it just comes in, you know, from anything, right? There's no source, there's no hashtag, then I want them to get assigned to Michael, again, which is my ISA. If you wanted to add other people, then you can round robin that to them. So I could add myself, I could add Christine, you know, I can add a lender. I can then, you know, blast it out and say, hey, whoever's going to get this, you know, whoever is, you know, so they can grab it, whoever is going to get this first, then you can have it. And then after, if nobody accepts it, like after like 2 minutes, then it can go to, the ISA. So there's just some logic in there. So I just want to say that again, for me, I want him to be fielding all of the new leads. He is the ISA, but also, you know, it can be good to have it going to other people. If you have an ISA working specific times, you know, that's another story, but you can set that up. So nevertheless, you know, so I can remove all of these to kind of start over. So I have Michael getting the leads. Now I'm just it's gonna round robin to him because he's the only person. It's kind of like the default. And then also, this means that if he gets a new lead, then it can also say that the system can call you and tell you or tell your agent that you have a new lead. Or you can just say, I want the text and I want an email to tell me I have a new lead. So it really depends on how you want to run your business. And you could ask yourself or ask, you know, your agent, do you want to receive a phone call when you get a new lead? Do you want to get a text when you have a new lead? You know, how do you want that to happen? And then for me, I want everything to go to him so he doesn't need to accept it. And so that's kind of sitting above the default. And so that's kind of the catch-all, because inside the default, like I said, we can't change it. So it is what it is. And so if you want to say, you know what, like I want to make sure this one's at the bottom, then you can move these up and down. So for example, I move that one up, then I have to come up here. See, it keeps moving. Now it's in the 4th spot. Now it's in the 3rd spot. So what would happen is that the hashtag, if that's the hashtag, okay, it's not ClickFunnels, it's not the e-guide. Then this one comes in, no, it's not this hashtag. If it comes to the 3rd thing, it's going to catch all of them, and it's never going to get to the Loudoun County Land Search or this property boost. Everything is automatically going to go to Michael. So I want those other things to be recognized first. I want the property boost to go to whoever I want them to. And then I want direct website. So those are some of the key things about as far as the leads go and lead generation that are very important. As far as owning the leads, they come in, if the agent owns it, if they transfer it, they're going to lose ownership. They can share it, but if they share it, then the person that's getting the sharing doesn't see all the tasks and stuff like that. So the only way for them to see the tasks is that you have to transfer it. And so keep that in mind. A couple of very important things there. So we talked about transferring and assigning and the rules about the team platform. So it means that if you want to assign it to an agent, but not lose ownership as the team lead, like if it goes to mine, my kim.kimbarbergroup.com, if it goes to my domain and I want to assign it to my agent, I can do it. It'll come to me and I need to change the ownership manually to Kim Barber Group. If I do it in the lead routing and I say, no, I want this to go over to Michael and it's at my domain still, then I will lose ownership. So if you don't want to lose ownership, then the other thing is just set up all of the lead generation at the top level. So that's what I have done. That's the way to work around it, is just make sure that your landing pages and your squeeze pages are at the top as the team lead, and then you won't have to deal with that annoying, like I have to go in one by one, change the ownership, transfer it over. That's not efficient. And so if it's one of the agents on your team that is looking to take advantage of your ISA, then also if they are running the leads and if they are running their own lead generation, but they want to maintain ownership, but they want to transfer like a bulk over, you'll need to go ahead and get the inside salespeople to help. So each of the lead routing runs at the top level and the agent level. Then also you would set up the rules to kind of follow some logic. And again, this is stuff that I coach people on, I help people on. And so if you're already like, oh my gosh, my mind is going crazy and I don't really want to do this, but I hear what you're saying. Again, we help agents understand the platform. I've got some best-in-class items for best-in-class workflow automation, the best-in-class ways to use this. And so this is part of what I am doing when I help my agents, because from everything I know, there's not a lot of team users that are also coaching and training. And with my background, having gone through managing teams, having gone through training people, having gone through building CRM systems and understanding this platform, it's not the easiest thing to understand. So that's why I'm helping coach and train other agents so that I can remove some of the headache, because I know how to sell. And I also have this Spock head that, goes out and understands the logic and all of this stuff. So if you want some help, I invite you again to set an appointment with me. But first, watch one of my masterclasses, join me there so that you can see how I work, or set up that appointment. You can find that at our website. Okay, so hopefully this has helped you to be able to see some really important things about when the leads come in, how to set them up, how we have to modify and manage the ownership. That is very important. The only time you can manage the ownership is if you put it at the team level. Just keep that in mind. Then you can manage the lead routing at the top level and at the agent level. If you want to really take advantage of the routing and never lose the leads, but you're setting up landing pages and stuff like this for the whole team, make sure that you're building them from this place right here, right? And so that'll be another video about building the landing pages for a team, because it's very important. If you do it just from here and you are the admin, it is going to put it to your specific domain. I found that out the wrong way. And so stay tuned for that video and look for that so that you can make sure that you know how to crush it using your team platform. All right. Hopefully this has helped you. And my goal is to increase your success.